Okay, we made it to the trail. About to proceed. Now, National Forest. They don't do much of anything as far as trail prep, keeping them up, none of that stuff. Pretty much on your own. Down trees, whatever, landslides. Anyway, as I mentioned, I am not going to be hiking this for miles. And to be honest with you, I don't know who would park their car on a gravel road and go anywhere long distance, and especially overnight. You'll come back and that car will not be a car. Just the way it is. People can't seem to leave stuff alone. Anyway, we're on the road, and so far you can at least get an ATV down here, if not a small 4x4 such as mine. Anyway, here we go. Well, it's hard to believe, but voices over there, 60 to 100 yards probably. No cars were parked on the road. Now about a mile, I would say, there's another road that direction. So there's someone out here with us. Anyway, as I mentioned, National Park Service does not keep up these trails. There's just, no funding, which means the funds that used to be allocated for this are going somewhere else, right? Gotta love the government. Beg, borrow, and steal from wherever you have to get your other stuff taken care of. All right. We'll check in a little later. All right. Still on the trail. According to Onyx, the off-road version, this portion stays pretty flat. Then there's a fork up here. One to the right goes down rather rapidly in elevation. If you stay straight, it's going to be level for a while and then start dipping down as well. Now, most of these trails have a lake or creeks in destination. Yep, there we go. That one's going to go downhill rapidly. I believe they both go two completely different directions. Or, excuse me, destinations. Anyway, let's do a little Q&A as far as Remy's concerned. He is a Braque Français, which is a French-bred bird hunting dog, or should we say versatile hunting dog. Can be taught to hunt and track all kinds of things. Anyway, not very popular here on the West Coast. East Coast, there's a few breeders, which is where I got him from. Flew into Newark, New Jersey. Picked him up. Uh-oh. Closed to hang gliders. What? There must be some cliffs up ahead. Yeah, so they look remarkably like a German short hair. People are always getting them confused, and I'm sure there has to be some genes that are the same, although Braque Français seems to be more bred for open areas. His chest is shaped like a greyhound, covers a lot of ground very fast. Most of the videos you'll see online about the breed are filmed in Spain. Shallow hills, mostly grass, and then there'll be little clumps of bushes. And the dogs just cruise rapidly And if they catch a scent by the bush, they stop and they point it out. Now, Remy went through bird dog training. The only one in the bunch for basic natural instinct testing that didn't point. Strange for a pointer, I know. But he's also the only one that brought back all 4 of the birds, which was kind of interesting. All right, trail's getting tighter. Now, Remy's been an off-leash hiker since he was a pup. He does some recall with electric collar, obviously, as most hunters do. It's not, what's the word? It's not painful for him, and I don't think it's misconduct to use them. But he's trained to go up the trail a ways and then come back and check in, so he always knows where I am. Years ago, I trained a German Shepherd to do the same thing. I was back in my 20s. We used to hike everywhere and for miles. And that was when you could actually leave your rig parked and know that it was still going to be there intact when you got back. Anyway, so we traveled a lot with 4 people, 2 cars. Get out, hike most of the day, come back. But it wasn't unusual to get separated on the trail. And my shepherd would go back and forth to make sure he knew exactly where each of us were. And if you asked him where they were, he would go look and find them. Okay, so the trail's dropping. Narrower. And doesn't look as traveled. I'd say the other one looked about the same up until you got to the junction. So the junction back to the parking area, you could probably drive a truck in there, even though the sign says no motor vehicles, hang gliders, or bicycles. Why would you not want a bicycle on this trail? I don't know. Anyway, my guess is if it said hang gliders, there's cliffs. Maybe you'll fall off on the bike. Who knows? I'm going to go a little ways further, then we're probably going to call it good. Check in with you later. Okay. Road keeps dropping. There's Remy checking again. I don't know how much further I'm going to go. I don't mind a mild uphill, but I'm not into mountain climbing anymore. As a permanent sport, anyway. And the road's trail is tightening up more and more. So, I'm probably going to head down here just a tad bit more. And then call it a day. Start heading back. No signs of wildlife yet. Awfully quiet morning. And it's the first rain in probably a month. So it was nice and dry here yesterday. And it started raining probably 6 o'clock this morning. Maybe 7 out here. Short rain, but it was a good one. I wonder how long it's going to take the dog to turn around this time. You never know. But he's having fun. Looking for anything he can find. And if you say the squirrel word, he's all over it. Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm going to hike down to a spot where I can actually maybe. All right. Road's getting steep. road. Trail's getting steep, very wooded, but you can see a lot of daylight out there, so we're getting near cliffs, and you can see how this trail on the left comes down, and on the right goes steep down. So, nothing down there I really want to look for or curious about, so we're heading out of here. Okay, back to the truck. That climb out of there was exhausting. Evidently I went down a little bit further than I was going to. Anyway, this area, you can see all the rocks. The rocks, I believe, were put in after the fact to block people from coming in here. But I think historically on the map from 1930 something to 65, this was a destination campground, and across the street was a little ranger place where he would stay, just in case there was fires or something he needed to keep an eye on. The only thing left of that is the little steps that go to it. This campground was a circle, as most campgrounds are, and you just backed into your little designated spot. I don't know if you paid or what back then, but seems to be a 1965 era, right around there, is when they got rid of all the fire lookouts, ranger stations, campgrounds. Again, probably lack of funding, I'm sure. Although the airplane was quite popular then, so they switched from the fire lookouts to running airplanes twice a day to look for signals. Explain to me, though, how we have such huge fires now, if they are running twice a day to find fires in an airplane. I don't remember these kind of fires when I was a kid that devastated such large swaths of ground. There's actually remnants of one not too far from here. It covered thousands and thousands of acres. I'm going to see where this little trail goes. It has nothing to do with the campground, though it very well could be left over from there. No, that pretty much is an end. Wait, there we go. There's something up here. Let's go see. Wow, some sunshine and fog. A lot of that around here today. Well, this used to be something. Why they scattered crap across here and blocked it off, I have no idea. What a mess. All right. Nothing to see here, I reckon. I don't know why, though. They would have cleared this little landing and left crap all over it. Most of this area, I guess, is for logging only. And log roads, driving them, very few actually go somewhere. Like you can go in one road and come out another one. They're all blocked off in that way, so you spend a lot of time driving these roads, turn around and go the same way out. Kind of boring. And the cat roads, or spur roads, are even worse. Like that one I was hiking earlier. They just go in far enough to where they can drag the lumber out, get it to a spot where they can load it on a truck, and they're good. if logging is what the priority is, seems to me putting these fires out in a more rapid response time would be beneficial rather than letting all that money just go up in smoke. Wait a minute. Federal government letting money go up in smoke? Yeah. That's what they do. That's all right. They'll take more. Anyway, this looks like, well, if the landing was there, this is the road. My guess is they had a crane sitting up there and pulled all the logs to a central spot. All right. Nice little road if they wouldn't have screwed it up. And what's the harm in having people driving anyway? They had to pay someone to dismantle this road. But the looks of it, it took someone quite a bit of time. Then when they come back, they're going to have to do the same darn thing. Clear it out and make it a road. Cool area. Let's see if we can figure out where this road goes. If it goes anywhere, it's got to go back to somewhere. If the end is back there. And let's see. Another clearing. And again, they went to a lot of trouble to block this off. So, Remy's found the road that direction. He's good about that. It looks like a little cat road going that way. Now, when I was a kid, like yesterday, no, a long time ago, most of this forest land in the state was owned by a company called Crown Zellerback. A lot of you old timers will remember that name. I don't remember gates on roads then. Even in active logging areas, there would just be signs. Then Stimson Lumber, I want to say it was, bought all of Crown Zellerback. I don't know why. Though I know in 1980, the state went through a lot of logging problems. All those little tiny logging towns that actually survived on loggers in the logging economy died. Alright, that road keeps going. Remy's wondering where we're going since there's a junction. Let's see if we can go this way, because that should be back by the truck. Anyway, Stimson Lumber bought it, a lot of it, and started putting little white gates everywhere. Couldn't get through there anymore. Now, if you were a fire crew and trying to put out a fire, and every time you came to a road there was a gate, how fast do you think you'd get to the fire? Exactly. I don't suppose it'd be any more fun for them than it is for us trying to get through from point A to point B. And even the best of maps, like Onyx, doesn't show all of these gates. There's a lot of other overlanders are finding out. It's actually pretty healthy forest in here. There's too many trees, granted, but the underbrush is minimum. I think I'm about 3,500 feet up here. So not quite up to the area where there's even less underbrush. But as you can see, there's just rhododendrons, small clumps of grass. It's quiet today, other than those voices, which I don't hear anymore. All right. Well, this road seems to go in, but as you can see, they don't want you coming down here. Where I parked, I actually had to go around an area like this, but I'd rather park down in here than on the road, especially if I'm going to be walking around for a while. Okay. We're almost to the truck. Remy's having a good time, and I'm stretching my legs. Looks like there have been dirt bikes down here. I don't think today. I see no signs of people in here today, so I'm not sure what those voices are about. Look at this, this is hilarious. So, big old dugout to keep you from coming in, right? Yet, you can go right around it. All right, we're at the parking area. We can get some water, maybe a snack. Yeah. Can't go that way, but you can sure go that way. All right. That's it for this one, I think. Check in with you if I find something else.